Go, Captain. From me, greet the Danish king. Tell him that by his license, Fortinbras craves the conveyance of a promised march over his kingdom. You know the rendezvous. If that his majesty would aught with us, we shall express our duty eye to eye. Let him know so.
I will do it, my lord.
Go softly on.
Whose powers are these, sir?
They are of Norway, sir.
And how purposed, sir, I pray you?
Against some part of Poland.
And who commands them?
Nephew to all Norway, Fortinbras.
And goes it against the main of Poland, or for some frontier?
Truly to speak, and with no addition, we go to gain a little patch of ground that hath no profit but the name. To pay 5 ducats, 5. I would not find it.
Well, then the Polak never will defend it.
'Tis already garrisoned. 2,000 souls and 20,000 ducats will not debate the question of this straw.
Would it please you go, my lord?
I humbly thank you, sir.
God by you,
Well,
sir.
please, your grace, to go along
Go
with
a
us.
little before, I will be with you straight. How all occasions do inform against me and spur my dull revenge. I do not know why yet I live to say these things to do, since I have cause and will and strength and means to do it. Examples gross as earth exhort me. Witness this army of such mass and charge, led by a delicate and tender prince, whose spirit with divine ambition puffed, makes mouths at the invisible event, exposing what is mortal and unsure to all that fortune, death, and danger dare, even for an eggshell. How stand I then, that have a father killed, a mother stained, incitements to my reason and my blood, and let all sleep, while to my shame I see the imminent death of 20,000 men, that for a fantasy and trick of fame go to their graves like beds? Fight for a plot that is not tomb enough and continent to hide the slain.
My lord, we stay upon your leisure.
Or from this time forth, my thoughts be bloody or be nothing worth.
She says she hears there's tricks abroad. She speaks things in doubt that carry but half sense. Her speech is nothing. But the unshaped use of it doth move the hearers to collection. They aim at it and stitch up the words to fit their own thoughts. 'Twere better she was spoken with. For she may strew dangerous conjectures in ill-breeding minds.
Let her come in. To my sick soul, as sin's true nature is, each toy seems prologue to some great amiss.
Where is the beauteous majesty of Denmark?
How now, Ophelia?
Should I your true love know from another one, by his cockle hat and staff, and his sandal shoon?
Lass, sweet maid, what imports this song?
Say you, nay, pray you mark. He is dead and gone, lady, he is dead and gone. At his head a grass green turf, at his heels a stone.
Nay, but Ophelia.
No, pray you mark. White his shroud as the mountain snow, bum, 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 bum,
Alas,
loaded with sweet flowers, which be wed to the grave did not go with true love showers.
How
do you, gentle lady?
Well, God yield you. Lord, we know what we are, but not what we may be. If you find him not this month, you shall know him as you go up the stairs.
Conceit upon her father.
Oh, pray you, let's have no words of that. Shh. Shh. To the celestial, and my soul's idol, the most beatified Ophelia.
Pretty Ophelia.
Doubt that the stars are fire, doubt that the sun doth move, doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt I love. Be wary then, my safety lies in fear. Indeed, 'tis in my memory locked. How sayest thou? Think yourself a baby. I shall obey, my lord.
How long has she been thus?
I hope all will be well. We must be patient. But I cannot choose to weep to think that they should lay him in the cold ground. My brother shall know of it. And so I thank you for your good counsel. Come, my coach. Good night, ladies. Good night, sweet ladies. Good night. Good night.
Follow her close. Give her good watch. I pray you. Oh, Gertrude. When sorrows come, they come not single spies, but in battalions. First, her father slain. Next, your son gone, and he most violent author of his own just remove. The people muddied thick and unwholesome in their thought and whispers of good Polonius's death, and we have done but greenly to inter him without due ceremony. Poor Ophelia, divided from herself and a fair judgment, without the which we are pictures, or mere beasts. What noise is that?
Save yourself, my lord. Young Laertes in a riotous head overbears your officers. The rabble call him lord and cry, choose we, Laertes shall be king. Caps, hands and tongues applauded to the crowd. Laertes shall be king.
O thou vile king, give me my father!
Calmly, good Laertes.
That drop of blood that's come proclaims me bastard!
What is the cause, Laertes, that thy rebellion looks so giant-like? Tell me, Laertes, why thou art thus insane?
Where is my father?
Dead.
But not by me.
Let him demand his fill.
How came he dead? I'll not be juggled with. To hell allegiance, vows to the blackest devil, conscience and grace to the profoundest pit. I dare damnation. Let come what will come, only I'll be revenged most thoroughly for my father.
Who shall stay thee?
My will, not all the world. And for my men, I'll marshal them so well, we shall go far with little.
Good Laertes, if you desire to know the certainty of your dear father's death, is it writ in your revenge that wildly you will draw both friend and foe, winner and loser?
None but his enemies.
Will you know them then?
His good friends. Thus wide I'll ope my arms, and like the life-rendering pelican, repass them with my blood.
I know you speak like a good child and a true gentleman. That I am guiltless of your father's death, it shall as level to your judgment pierce as day does to your eye. If you desire to know this.
Oh no, what noise is this? Oh, heat, dry up my brains. Oh, Rose of May, dear mate, kind sister, sweet. Ophelia! Oh, heavens! Is it possible a young maid's wits should be as mortal as an old man's life? Hadst thou thy wits, and didst persuade revenge, it could not move thus.
Before him the face on the bier, and on his grave reigns many a tear. Very well, my dove. Oh, you must sing down a down, a down a down. Dum 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 dum, dum 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 dum. Oh, how the wheel becomes it. There's rosemary. That's for remembrance. Pray, love, remember. There's pansies. That's for thoughts. There's fennel for you. And columbine. There's rue for you. That's for repentance. Oh, you must wear your rue with a difference. I would have given you some violets, but they withered all when my father died. They say he made a good end.
Thought and affliction, passion, hell itself, she turns to favor and to prettiness.
Will he not come? Will he not come again? No, no. No, he is dead. Go to thy deathbed. He never will come again. Bid white as snow. Flaxen was his pole. He is gone. He is gone. We cast away bone.
Do you see this? Oh, God.
Laertes, I must commune with your grief. Oh, you deny me right. Come, go with me. Make choice of whom your wisest friends you will, and they shall hear and judge twixt you and me. If by direct or by collateral hand they find us touched, we will our kingdom give, our crown, our life, and all that we call ours to you in satisfaction. But if not, be you content to lend your patience to us, and we shall jointly labor with your soul to give it due content.
Let this be so. His means of death is obscure burial, no noble rite, nor formal ostentation, crying to be heard from heaven to earth.
And where the offense is, let the great axe fall. I pray you come with me.
are they that would speak with me?
They say they have letters for you.
Well, I do not know from what part of the world I should be greeted if not from Lord Hamlet. How now, what news?
God bless you, sir.
Let him bless thee too.
He shall, sir, if it please him. There's a letter for you, sir. If your name be Horatio, as I am led to know it is.
Stay yet. You shall have the hearing of it. Horatio, when thou shalt have overlooked this, give these fellows some means to the king. They have letters for him. Ere we were 2 days old at sea, a pirate of very warlike appointment gave us chase. Finding ourselves too slow of sail, we put on a compelled valor. In the grapple, I boarded them. On the instant they got clear our ship, so I alone became their prisoner. But they have dealt with me like thieves of mercy. And these good fellows will bring thee where I am. Repair thou to me with as much haste as thou wouldst fly death. I have words to speak in your ear will make thee dumb. He that thou knowest thine, Hamlet. Come, I will give you way for these your letters, and do it the speedier that you may direct me to him from whom you brought them.
Now must your conscience my acquittal seal, and you must put me in your heart for friend, since you have heard, and with a knowing ear, that he who hath your noble father slain pursued my life.
It well appears, but tell me why you proceeded not against these feats, so crimeful and so capital in nature.
For two special reasons, which may to you perhaps seem much unsinewed, and yet to me they're strong. The queen, his mother, lives almost by his looks, and for myself, my virtue or my plague, whiche'er it be, she's so conducive to my life and soul that as a star moves not but in a sphere, I could not but by her. The other motive why to a public count I might not go is the great love the common crowd do bear him, who, dipping all his faults in their affections, convert his sins to graces, so that my arrows, too slightly timbered for so loud a wind, would have reverted to my bow again, and not where I had aimed them.
And so have I a noble father lost, a sister driven into desperate terms, who had, if praises may go back again, stood challenger on mount of all the age for her perfections. But my revenge will come.
You break not your sleep for that. You must not think that we are made of stuff so flat and dull that we will let our state be shook with danger and call it pastime. How now, what news?
Letters, my lord. From Hamlet.
Who brought them?
I saw them not. They were given to me by Matthias. He received them.
There it is. You shall hear them. Leave us. High and mighty, you should know I am set naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow shall I beg to see your kingly eyes when I shall recount the occasion of my sudden and most strange return. Hamlet, how should this be? Are all the rest come back, or is this some abuse and no such thing?
Let him come. It warms the very sickness in my heart that I shall live and tell him to his teeth, thus diest thou.
If it be so, yet how should it be so? How otherwise will you be ruled by me?
If you'll not rule me to a peace.
Laertes, was your father dear to you, or are you like the painting of a sorrow? A face without a heart.
Why ask you this?
Hamlet returns. What would you undertake to make yourself your father's son in deed more than in word?
To cut his throat in a church.
No place indeed should murder sanctuarize. Revenge should know no bounds, so let me work him. An exploit is there ripe in my device, under the which he shall not choose but fall. and for his death no wind of blame shall breathe, but even his mother shall uncharge the practice and call it accident. And now, sweet queen.
One woe doth tread upon another's heels, so fast they follow. Your sisters drowned the Yetis.
Drowned how?
There is a willow that grows aslant a brook that shows his pale leaves in the glassy stream. There, with fantastic garlands, did she come, of crowflowers, nettles, daisies, and long purples. There, on the pendant boughs, her coronet weeds clambering to hang. An envious sliver broke, and down her weedy trophies and herself fell in the weeping brook. But her clothes spread wide, and mermaid-like a while they bore her up, which time she chanted snatches of old tunes, as one insensible of her own distress, or like a creature native and inured unto that element. But long it could not be till that her garments heavy with their drink pulled, poor wretch, from her melodious lay to muddied death.
Too much of water hast thou, poor Ophelia, and therefore I forbid my tears, but yet it is our trick. Nature her custom holds, let shame say what it will. Adieu. My lord, I have a speech of fire that fain would blaze, but that this folly doubts it.
How much I had to do to calm his rage. Now fear I this will give it start again. Therefore let's follow.
I was to do a good turn for them.
And Rosencrantz of Guildenstern.
Hold their course for England. Of them I have much to tell thee. Wilt hear the circumstance?
Well, my lord.
Upon that first night before my capture, I lay my weary spirit down a bed, but in my heart there was a kind of fighting that would not let me sleep rashly, and praised be rashness for it. Let us know, our indiscretions sometimes serve us well. There's a divinity that shapes our ends, rough hew them how we will.
Well, that is most certain.
Up from my cabin, a blanket scarfed about me in the dark, groped I to find them out, had my desire, fingered their warrant, and in fine withdrew to my own cabin again, making so bold my fears, forgetting manners, to unseal their grand commission, where I found Horatio. Oh, royal knavery, an exact command, larded with many several sorts of reasons, importing Denmark's health and England's too, to hasten now the grinding of the axe. My head should be struck off.
Oh, is it possible?
Here is the commission. Read it at thy leisure. But wilt thou hear me how I did proceed?
I beseech you.
I sat me down, devised a new commission, wrote it fair. Did hold it a baseness to write fair, and laboured much how to forget that learning. Oh, but now it did me faithful service. Wilt thou know the effects of what I wrote?
Aye, my good lord.
Earnest conjuration from the king that on the known view of the contents he should the bearers put to sudden death. No shriving time allowed.
How was this sealed?
Well, even that was heavenly ordained. I had my father's signet in my purse. I folded up the written form of the other, placed it safely back, the changeling never known. The next day was our sea fight. What was to this sequent, thou knowest already.
Who comes here? Repair, my lord. Withdraw us away.
She to be buried in Christian burial that willfully seeks her own salvation.
I tell thee, she is. The coroner hath sat on it and finds it Christian burial.
How can that be? Unless she drowned herself in her own defence.
Why, 'tis found so.
Give me leave. Here lies the water. Here stands the man. If the water come to him and drown him, he drowns not himself. But if the man go to the water and drown himself, he goes. Mark you that.
Will you have the truth of it? If this were not a gentlewoman, she should have been buried out of Christian burial.
Why, there thou sayest. And the more pity the great folk should have countenance in this world to drown or hang themselves more than their fellow Christian, there is no proper gentleman but gardeners, ditchers, and grave makers. They hold up Adam's profession.
Was he a gentleman?
He was the first that ever bore arms.
Why, he had none.
What? Art thou a heathen? How dost thou understand the scripture? The scripture says Adam digged. Could he dig without arms? I'll put another question to thee. What is he that builds stronger than either the mason, the shipwright, or the carpenter?
The gallows maker. For that frame outlives 1,000 tenants.
I like thy wit well in good faith. The gallows does well. But do it again. Come.
Who builds stronger than the mason, the shipwright, or the carpenter?
Aye, tell me that.
Marry, now I can tell.
To it then.
Mass, I cannot tell.
Cudgel thy brains no more about it. And when you're asked this question next, say a grave maker. The houses he makes last till doomsday. Take my lips. I want to lose them. Take my arms. I'll never use.
Does this fellow no feeling of this business that he sings at grave making?
Custom hath made it in him a property of easiness.
Cry. How can I?
That skull had a tongue in it and could sing once. The knave jowls it to the ground. Might not that be the pate of a politician that this ass o'er offices? One that could circumvent God, might it not?
No, it might, my lord.
These bones cost no more in the breeding than to play at loggats with. The mine ache to think on it. Well, there's another. Well, might not that be the skull of a lawyer? And so he suffers this rude knave to knock him about the sconce with his dirty shovel and cannot tell him of his action of battery. I will speak with this fellow. Whose grave is this, sir?
Mine, sir.
No. What man dost thou dig it for?
For no man, sir.
What woman, then?
For none neither.
Who is to be buried in it?
One that was a woman, sir, but God rest her soul, she's dead.
Absolute the knave is. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
Of all the days in the year, I came to it that day that our last King Hamlet all came Fortinbras.
How long is that since?
Cannot you tell that? Every fool could tell that. That was the very day that young Hamlet was born. He that was mad and sent into England.
Marry, why was he sent to England?
Because he was mad. He'll recover his wits there. Or if he do not, 'tis no great matter.
Why?
'Twill not be seen in him. There the men are as mad as he.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely? Upon what ground?
Why, here in Denmark.
How long will a man lie in the earth ere he rot?
Faith, if he be not rotten before he die, he will last you some 8 year or 9 year. A tenner will last you 9 year.
Why he more than another?
Why, sir, his hide is so tanned with his trade that he will keep out water a great deal. And your water's a sore decayer of your horse and dead body. Now, here's a skull that's lain in the earth 23 years.
Whose was it?
A horse and mad fellas it was. He poured a flagon of Rhenish on me head once. This same skull, sir, was Yorick's skull. The king's jester.
This?
Ain't that?
Let me see. Lass. Poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. He was a fellow of infinite jest. Most excellent fancy. You've borne me on his back 1,000 times, and here hung those lips I've kissed I know not how oft. How abhorred my imagination is. My gorge rises at it. Where be your jibes now? Your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that will want to set the table on a roar. No one now to mock your own grinning.
But soft aside. Here comes the king, the queen, and court.
Who is it that they follow, and with such maimed rites?
This doth betoken the corpse they follow did with a desperate hand fordo its own life. 'Twas some estate. Couch we a while a mark.
What ceremony else?
That is Laertes. What makes him from France?
What ceremony else?
Her obsequies have been as far enlarged as we have warrants. Her death was doubtful, and but that great command o'ersways the order, she should in ground unsanctified have lodged till the last trumpet. For charitable prayers, shards, flints, and pebbles should be thrown on her. Yet here she is allowed her virgin rites, maiden struments, and the bringing home of bell and burial.
Must there no more be done?
No more be done! We should profane the service of the dead to sing sage requiem and such pieces to peace-parted souls. There is the earth.
And from your fair and unpolluted flesh may violets spring. I tell thee, churlish priest, a ministering angel shall my sister be when thou liest howling!
What? The fair Ophelia?
Sweets to the sweet. Farewell. I hope thou wouldst have been my Hamlet's wife. I thought thy bride bed to have decked, sweet maid, and not to have strewn thy grave.
Hold off the earth a while till I have caught her once more in mine arms. Now pile your dust upon the quick and the dead, till off this flat a mountain you have made to o'ertop Olympus.
Oh, woe is he whose grief bears such an emphasis, whose phrase of sorrow conjures the wandering stars and makes them stand like wonder-wounded hearers. This is I, Hamlet the Dane.
The devil take thy soul!
Good, my lord!
I will fight with him upon this ground until my eyelids will no longer wear.
I loved Ophelia! 40,000 brothers could not, with all their quantity of love, make up my son.
Oh, he is mad, Laertes.
What wilt thou do for her?
God will bear him.
Let's fight, let's tear thyself, drink of poison, eat a crocodile. I'll do it. What, be buried quick with her? Then so will I. If thou talk of mountains, let them throw millions of acres of earth on us, to the ground, singeing his head against the burning sun. Make us alike a what? Layest thou mouth, I'll rant as well as thou.
This is mere madness, and thus a while the fit will work upon him.
Look here, you sir, what is the reason that you used me thus? I loved you ever. no such matter. Let Hercules himself do what he may. The cat will mew, and dog will have his day!
Now, Gertrude, set some watch over your son. Away. Strengthen your patience in our last night's speech. We'll put the matter to the present push.
Oh, speak of that. That do I long to hear.
You have been talked of since your travel much, and that in Hamlet's hearing for equality wherein they say you shine, for art and exercise in your defence, and for your rapier most especially. Will you do this? Keep close within your chamber. We'll put on those shall praise your excellence, bring you in trial together and wager on your heads. He, being remiss and free from all contriving, will not peruse the foils, so that with ease, or with a little shuffling, you may choose a sword unbaited, and in a pass of practice requite him for your sister.
I will do it. And for that purpose, I'll anoint my sword. I bought an unction of a mountebank so mortal that but dip a knife in it, where it draws blood. No application on earth can save the thing from death that is but scratched withal. I'll touch my point with this contagion that if I gall him slightly, it may be death.
Look you, if this should fail, 'twere better not essayed. Therefore this project should have a back or second that might hold if this should blast in proof soft. Let me see. When in his motion he is hot and dry and that he calls for drink, I'll have prepared him a chalice of the like, whereon but sipping, if he by chance escape your venomed point, a purpose may hold there.
'Twill do, my lord.
This grave shall have a living monument. An hour of quiet shortly shall we see. Till then, in patience, our proceedings be.
Does it not? Think thee, stand me now upon. He that hath killed my king, whored my mother, stepped between the succession and my hopes, thrown out his warrant for my proper life, and with such treachery, is it not perfect conscience to quit him with this arm? And is it not to be damned to let this canker of our nature come in further evil?
It will be shortly known to him from England what is the issue of the business there.
Aye, 'twill be short, the interim's mine, and a man's life no more than to save one.
So, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, go to it.
Why, man, they make love to this employment. Their defeat doth by their own insinuation grow. They are not near my conscience.
Why, what a king is this?
But I am very sorry, good Horatio, that to Laertes I forgot myself. For by the image of my cause I see the portraiture of his, I'll beg his pardon, but sure the bravery of his grief did put me into a towering passion.
Peace, who comes here?
Your lordship is most welcome back to Denmark.
I humbly thank you, madam. Dost know this lady?
No, my good lord.
Sweet lord, if your lordship were at leisure, I should impart a thing to you from his majesty.
I will attend it with all diligence of spirit.
My lord, his majesty bade me signify this to you, that he has laid a great wager on your head. This is the matter. You are not ignorant of what excellence Laertes is at his weapon, rapier and dagger.
That's two of his weapons, but...
The king has wagered that in a dozen passes between you and him, he shall not exceed you 3 hits, and that it would come to immediate trial if your lordship will vouchsafe the answer.
How if I answer no? If it please his majesty, let the foils be brought. I'll win for him if I can. If not, I'll gain nothing but my shame and the odd hit.
I commend my duty to your lordship.
You will lose this wager, my lord.
Oh, I do not think so. Since he went into France, I've been in continual practice.
Nay, good my lord, if your mind dislike anything, obey. I will forestall their coming hither and say you are not fit.
Not a whit. We defy augury. There is a special providence in the fall of a sparrow. If it be now 'Tis not to come. If it be not to come, it will be now. If it be not now, yet it will come. The readiness is all. Since no man knows aught of what he leaves, what is't to leave betimes? Let be.
And take this hand from me.
Give me your pardon, sir, for I have done you wrong. But pardon it as you are a gentleman, sir. In this audience, let my disclaiming from a purposed evil free me so far in your most generous thoughts that I have shot mine arrow o'er the house and hurt my brother.
I am satisfied in nature, whose motive in this case should stir me most to my revenge. But in my terms of honor, I stand aloof and seek some reconcilement to keep my name ungorged. But till that time, I do receive your offered love like love and will not wrong it.
I do embrace it freely and will this brother's wager freely play. Bring us the foils, come on.
Come, one for me.
Hamlet, you know the wager.
Very well, my lord. Your grace hath laid the odds on the weaker side.
This is too heavy. Let me see another.
This likes me well. These foils have all the length.
Aye, my lord. Set me a cup of wine upon the table. If Hamlet give the first or second hit, the king shall drink to Hamlet's better health. And in the cup a jewel shall he throw, richer than that which 4 successive kings in Denmark's crown have worn. Come now, begin. And you, the judges, bear a wary eye.
Come, sir.
What?
No.
Judgment.
A hit. A very palpable hit.
Okay, stay. Give me drink. Hamlet, this pearl is thine.
I'll play this bout first. Set by a while, Laertes.
We'll play on.
Another hit. What say you?
A touch, I do confess.
Here's to thy health. Give him the cup.
I dare not drink yet. By and by.
You are hot and scant of breath. Here's a napkin. Rub thy brow.
Good madam.
Come, let me wipe thy face.
My lord, I'll hit him now. And yet 'tis almost against my conscience.
Come, Laertes, for the third. You but dally. Pray you pass with your best violence. I'm afeard you make a wanton of me.
Say you so? Come on!
Nothing neither way.
How about you? Why, as a woodcock to mine own snare, I am justly killed by mine own treachery.
Oh, Look to the Queen there! How does the Queen?
She swoons to see them bleed.
No! No, the drink! The drink, it's poison!
Oh, how? Villainy. Treachery! Let the doors be locked! Seek it out!
It's here, Hamlet! Hamlet, thou art slain. In thee there is not half an hour of life. No medicine in the world can do thee good. The treacherous instrument is in thy hand, unbaited and envenomed. The foul practice hath turned itself on me. The king's to blame.
The point envenomed, then venom to thy will! Here, thou incestuous, murderous, damned Dane, drink of this potion and follow my mother! Thou wretched queen, adieu.
Exchange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet. Mine and my father's death come not upon thee, nor thine on me.
Heaven make thee free of it. I follow thee. Oh. I am dead, Horatio. At but time is this fell sergeant, death is strict in his arrest. Oh, I could tell thee. But let it be, Horatio, I am dead, but thou livest. Report me and my cause aright to thee unsatisfied.
Never believe it. I am more an antique Roman than a Dane. He's yet some liquor left.
No. Give me the cup as thou art a man. By heavens, I'll have it. Think what a wounded name, things standing thus unknown, shall live behind me. If ever thou didst hold me in thy heart, absent me from felicity a while, and in this harsh world draw thy breath in pain to tell my story. I die, Horatio. The rest is silence.
Now cracks a noble heart. Good night, sweet prince. And flights of angels sing thee to thy rest.
What is this sight?
What is it you would see? If aught of woe or wonder cease your search.
This quarry cries in havoc. O proud death, what feast is toward in thine eternal cell, that thou so many princes at the shot, so bloodily hast struck?
The sight is dismal. Give orders that these bodies high on a stage be placed to the view. And let me speak to the yet unknowing world how these things came about. So shall you hear of carnal, bloody, and unnatural acts, of accidental judgments, casual slaughters, of deaths put on by cunning and false cause, and in this upshot, purposes mistook fallen on the inventor's head. All this can I truly deliver.
Let us haste to hear it, and call the noblest to the audience. For me, with sorrow, I embrace my fortune. I have some rights of memory in this kingdom, which now to claim my vantage doth invite me.
Then let that same be presently performed, even while men's minds are wild, lest more mischance on plots and errors happen.
Take up the body. Such a sight as this becomes the field, but here shows much amiss. Go. Bid the soldiers shoot.
Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. What's extraordinary about NT Live is no matter where you're watching tonight, you're all in this theatre with us. And normally at the Barbican, what we do at this point is appeal for Save the Children. Currently, over 200,000 people have lost their lives in the conflict in Syria. And we're asking to collect on their behalf. These are people like you and me, mothers, daughters, fathers, sons. And 11 million of which are fleeing their homes because of the unimaginable horrors of war. There's a poem by Washan Shire that I'd like to very briefly share with you. It's called Home. She herself is a Somalian refugee. No one leaves home unless home is the mouth of a shark. You only run for the border when you see your whole city running as well. You have to understand that no one puts children in a boat unless the water is safer than the land. Now, the good folk here in the Barbican are going to be asked when they leave to dig into their pockets, get out whatever change they have, fold it up, and put it into a red bucket. You, of course, in cinemas can't do that, but if you feel like you would like to donate anything or help to this cause, it really would be appreciated. And there should be an address for you to do that. And if I don't get this wrong, after a little bit of Hamlet, forgive me if I do, it's something like www.savethechildren.org.uk/Hamlet. Thank you very much. God bless you for your help and for being here.